political problem. They keep pointing fingers at each other, and nobody's doing anything.
Look,
Father
the president did.
I want to get Father QDA a chance.
Go ahead.
Since
But
October,
nobody wants to talk about a fundamental issue that I always find has everything to do with what we see going on in the borders. And it's the fact that this is the result of ignoring your neighbors. Our neighbors to the south is something that we don't deal with in this country. We spend trillions of dollars in the Middle East in a war that obviously hasn't resulted in anything positive. We're spending more money now, and we don't do anything to alleviate poverty in Central America. We don't do anything to alleviate poverty in Mexico. So we have people coming all the time, and now we have children, and we're saying, well, why don't we send them back? Would you send children back to Nazi Germany? Would you send children back to Castro's Cuba and to all these dictatorships and places where children don't have the fundamental basic things that we take for granted here every day?
Father, I understand that. I have to play devil's
This is
advocate.
poverty.
I have to play devil's advocate because there are plenty of children in this country who don't have resources as
Exactly.
well. There are
Of
plenty
course, but
plenty of
what
people
the
who were
children in
killed
our country
last
don't
weekend
have.
in big cities all across America. They face war zones as well.
I agree, but you can't compare the poverty in the U.S. with the poverty in Central America. And if you do that, you don't know Central America. I'm sorry to tell you that. But I've been in Guatemala, I've been in El Salvador, I've been in Nicaragua, I've been in all these countries, and I know them well. And I'm going to tell you something. When we start dealing with these countries and we begin to treat them as our neighbors, and we begin to understand who they are, instead of spending so much time on the other side of the world in cultures that we don't even understand, then I'm going to tell you, a lot of this can be resolved.
Right.
The fact is, our politicians in Washington, our Congress doesn't want to deal with our neighbors.
Paul, I'll
They
give
don't
you the
wanna
last
deal with our
word.
neighbors.
Paul, go ahead.
Look, the president, I believe, made a mistake by not showing up. This would have brought attention, but that's not a biggie. What has happened is that there's a war. We're not aware what's going on. There are more people's lives being lost through the cartel war right there in the city of Juarez than there has been in the entire war in Iran.
I gotta go,
I'm
Paul.
talking about people, but Mexico needs more attention. Immigration definitely needs attention. I blame both Republicans and Democrats.
Paul, Father QDA, and Jim Gilchrist, Kellyanne Conway, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Great conversation. Oh, well, you're going to stick around because we're going to talk a little bit more. I'm getting ahead of myself here. When we come right back, I want to talk about what will it take to put politics behind us to solve this particular issue. We'll be right back.